to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review, and the movie I'm going to be reviewing today is called Barbie the movie. In this video, I'll be talking about everything to do with Barbie. So before I start with this video, I would like to say something, and to be honest, I shouldn't have to say this, but I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of people will do these kind of things, so I'm gonna have to say it. But this is my opinion on the movie. Some people might have different opinions, and that's okay. But what's not okay is to leave rude comments or discriminated language or words because they don't agree with you on a movie. That's not what's okay. So it's really not that deep, and any comments like that would be deleted immediately. If you see me looking down, it's because I have notes on this phone, so that's why. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the writer's strike. If you don't know, but right now there's a strike going on between writers from TV shows like Stranger Things because they're not getting the money that they rightfully deserve. Okay, what was it? Because of this, a lot of shows have been delayed, and I'm seeing people say like, oh, well, I'm not waiting that long. So for example, with Euphoria, it's been delayed for I think about 3 years. I don't know how long, but some people are like, oh, I'm not going to wait that long. This is my opinion, but if I'm happy to wait for season 5 of Stranger Things. There's other shows that I'm excited for, but this is the one that I'm most excited for right now. No, I'm not happy about the fact that I have to wait that long, but as long as I'm still alive, it doesn't really matter. If the show comes out in 2025, I will still be watching it. I know this is going to be worth the wait, and if it wasn't for the writers of the show, the stories wouldn't even exist. Yes, a lot of actors are really good, and a lot of them are deserving of awards, or if they haven't, they're deserving of awards if they haven't got awards already. But if it wasn't for the writers, the actors wouldn't be needed. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I can do to help support what's going on, but I think this is a good way because it gives out information and it lets people know what's going on. So it's a way of spreading the word. So this is what I think I can do to the best of my ability to help. So me doing this is helping getting the word out. And so the next thing I'm going to talk about is marketing. So I did hear about the pictures of Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, when people were saying about the costumes. It did look very interesting. Fast forward and they've announced a trailer and it did look really funny. I know for a lot of people this is one of the most anticipated movies of the year, and they will say it was worth the hype and they will give it a 10 out of 10. For me, I didn't feel like that. Movies like Animals was one of my most excited movies of the year, and also Spider-Verse. However, around the time it was posted about the Barbie pictures, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show an example. This is the Margot Robbie one. Okay, and then there you go. So this filter that I think was on TikTok or Instagram, I'm not sure which one, but you could also create your own like picture and make yourself become a Barbie, and I thought it was very creative. So most of the cast I did know, especially the characters, especially the actors that are in the show Sex Education. So I was very excited for that. Originally I was going to see the film with my friend, but she told me that she's going away, so I had plans to see it with her sister because she said to me how her sister kept on talking about it. So fast forward, and then she tells me that her sister's going to see it with her friends. So so now it's close to the date, and a lot of the merch on shops like Primark, there's posters on buses, There's even a one that I showed my friend when I was on my way out. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. I'll put the picture on the screen. And I think they definitely promoted the movie very well. Then the tickets came out. I wanted to see it in Odeon because I knew they would probably have a cut for it. So I asked my sisters and they said they would go with me. They agreed. I talked to my parents about it and I booked it. It ended up being only me and my older sister who came because my younger sister told me how she changed her mind and she didn't feel up to going out. So when I came home, I said to her that we could see it together because I thought she would really enjoy it because it was really funny. And then around this time, my friend's sister, so the sister that I was originally supposed to see it with, messaged me saying if I would go with her to watch it, which I was very surprised that she messaged me. So I ended up seeing it for a second time. Barbie has been everywhere. The songs have been stuck in my head, too, especially which I will talk about later on. But there's the music videos, you have the TikTok, we got the dance routines, the song with Nicki Minaj and I Spies, the vinyl's coming out, the premiere for the movie was all over the internet, which got my older sister talking about it, and that's when I asked her if she wanted to watch it, and she said maybe to me. Plus a lot of people were wearing pink and coming out on that day was an also very popular movie. So I think they did the marketing very well. Next, I'm going to talk about the characters. So with the characters, there's a list. The list was packed. There's a lot of actors and actresses in this movie. A lot of them I was very excited to see them in the movie because there was one person that I was very excited to see the most, and that's because over these last few months I've been really into a show called Bridgerton. So seeing a post about Nicola Clopton, I think that's how you pronounce her name. So seeing that she was in the movie, that got me more excited to see the movie. Characters get more spotlights than others, but with this cast this big, that's totally understandable. When talking about the characters, we have to talk about the main standout. So this is in my opinion. Some people might have different ones, but this is my opinion. Firstly, let's talk about Alan. If you had told me Alan would have been my favourite character, I would have said who's that, but now Alan is one of the person who's on my mind a lot. My older sister told me that Alan is her favourite character. She's like, oh, he was the best character. And I think that answer is totally justified. The way when Ken was upset, Alan looked like he was about to cry himself. I wanted to make sure he's okay. I feel like everybody needs a Ken in their life, but I want an Alan. Like, I want a Ken as well. Like, Ken would be lovely, but I want an Alan. I would love an Alan in my life. So next person I want to talk about is America Ferrera. I think that's how you pronounce her name. So as a person who was a big fan of the TV show Ugly Betty, seeing her in this movie really put a smile on my face. I really liked her in the movie, even though I could see it coming when it turned out it was her memories, not the daughter's. I like how she was one person who helped the Barbies come out of the whole being hypnotized by the Kens. When she was saying about a lot of what she was saying resonated with me, and I think she's very funny. The next person I need to talk about is I think it's cutting. I don't know how to say his name, but I'll probably put a picture up. But I love him so much, and when I found out he was in the movie, I do wish he was in the movie a bit more, but I'm still happy about what he got because I understand he's not the main Ken in the story. One of my favourite lines in the whole show is when he says, I just miss my friend Barbie, and he calls her and then she's like, oh, I'm right here. Can we talk about the pairing in the show? Because whoever decided that, well done to you, because the way that they're really close friends in real life, and then they turned out to be each other's Barbie and Kens. I just love that. So well done to you, whoever did that. because the fact that they're on sex education together and then they're on the Barbie movie together, it's just really good. And it made me very happy seeing them together. Talking about her, I think she was very good in the movie. I find it funny how one of the biggest reasons she's in the movie is because people confuse her with Margot Robbie, and they've actually said in interviews that there was a joke in the movie, but they decided to cut it out. So I hope it's in the DVD version, because I think it would have been very funny to watch. But that's all I have to say about her. Okay, next I'm going to talk about Isa Way, I don't know. But she's the person who plays the president. I feel like she was perfect for the role. Her comedic timing was spot on, and I loved her style. The part when she's swearing is the end, when she swears, and at the end of the movie, I was very taken back. This movie has done a really good job of surprising me. Now I'm going to talk about Margot Robbie. I heard about how there was another person that they had in mind to play Barbie, and as good as I think Gal Gadot would have been, but I think Margot Robbie is Barbie. Like, she fits the role so well. You can tell that all of the cast had fun on the set, but she just has this charm that you can't stop watching. I think I said this, or if not, I'll say it now. I do love Will Ferrell, and I grew up with these movies, but I just wanted to get back to Ben and just back to Ken. That's what I wanted. So, okay. Lastly, but definitely not least, we have to talk about Ryan Gosling as Ken. To all the people who said that he looks too old to play Ken, needs to take it back. I know some people have, and trust me, I did not think I would come out the Barbie movie and be in love with Ken. I've liked Ryan in the past, but I was like, oh my gosh, Ryan Gosling, oh my god. I was never like that. But this movie has definitely made me change my mind. Just Ken is one of the best songs I've heard in this whole year. I think the song Just Ken is one of my favourite songs I've heard all year. It's definitely up there with Peaches from the Mario movie. So that's one of the characters I've talked about. I think they all did really good, but these are the ones who stood out for me. Also the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, he's very funny as well. I wish Nicola would have got more parts in it, but I do wish Nicola would have got more parts, but I really liked her in the movie. So next thing I'm going to talk about is the movie. So as I mentioned earlier, this movie came out as the same weekend as another movie, came out as the same weekend as another popular movie, and the movie is called Oppenheimer. The movies are so popular that people have come up with something that they call Barbieheimer. Yeah. It's where most people watch Oppenheimer first and then watch Barbie later on. There was really good TikToks of people changing transitions changing from one outfit to another outfit. There was a really good TikTok of people. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that movie because I haven't personally seen it myself, but I just still wanted to mention it. And I am planning to watch it, but I'm probably going to wait until it comes out on streaming services, because me personally, I don't like sitting for long in the cinema. Endgame, I know I did it for Endgame, but that's because it's Marvel. So this movie doesn't seem like my kind of movie. Maybe it will change my mind, I don't know, but I'd rather just watch it in my house. So if it comes on DVD or if it comes on Amazon, I'll watch it there. So I'd rather do that. Maybe I'll do a review on it if I watch it. Maybe, I don't know, but don't hold me to that. But so I didn't do the whole Barbieheimer because I've not seen Oppenheimer. So if people prefer Oppenheimer, I think that's fine. If you prefer Barbie, that's fine. As I said earlier, just please don't leave hate in my comments, because I will delete them. The things that I love about the movie is the set design. You really feel like you're in the Barbie world. It's kind of like when I read the first Harry Potter book. While reading it, I felt the magic, so I felt like I was in Hogwarts. I think if we have spent more time in the Barbie land, then I would have enjoyed the movie way more. Some of my favourite parts of the movie was maybe the first half of the movie, I love Will Ferrell, don't get me wrong, but this is when the movie isn't as good for me. There's some funny lines that he does, but I'm just thinking, can we just go back to Barbie and can we just get back to Ken? Like, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for Barbie in the Barbie world. That's what I'm here for. There are so many characters I wish had more development, but I understand there's a lot of characters, but I think they did well to give each character as much screen time as possible. Now I'm going to talk about the message of the movie. I really like the message, and I feel like it wasn't overwhelming or overbearing. There's times when there's a very emotional scene and Barbie's basically saying in how she doesn't feel pretty, and then there it says how using Margot Robbie wasn't the best person to use for this line, and the whole cinema was cracking up. And to be honest, when it came on, I completely forgot about that line. I know I did watch it and I remember some parts of the movie, but that line I did forget. So when it came up, I felt like I was watching it for the first time again. Also talking about the movie, when I watched it, I had a really good experience watching it, especially the second time. A lot of people were laughing. There were some times when people were laughing and I thought, okay, it's not even that funny. They're not even doing anything. Why are you laughing? But some people were laughing a bit too much. The cinemas was packed. The first time I went, it was packed. When I went the first time, it was packed. The second time I went, it was packed. But we went, the first time we went early to make sure that we got our seats. The second time we went, it wasn't, you didn't pay for seats. You just go there and you get the seats that you want. Because the first time we went Odeon and the second time we went to the Plaques. So we didn't like that. So the first time we made sure we went there early so I got seats, because these kind of movies, you have to get there early, because some people, they don't care. They will just take your seat. And the thing about the first time when I went to see the movie, there was two girls in front of us. They were sitting in somebody else's seat. So the woman tried to tell the girls to come out, but they're like, oh, but somebody's in our seat. And they're like, oh, but it's 5 of us, so we need those 2 seats, and we paid for those seats. So it's not until they had to one of them had to get the security guard to take them out that they moved. And because the people were standing up in the middle of the screen, I couldn't see, and I couldn't hear the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. So I was really pissed off. And then they ended up moving to our row, and then the persons about 5-10 minutes later, the people that are in that seat came and said, oh, you're in my seat. So again, people were talking, couldn't really hear the movie. So I enjoyed the second time way more than I did the first time. But yeah, that's... The only thing I didn't really like is that there was people behind me that just kept on talking. And I know that's not because of the movie, that's because of the people. So apart from that, I was okay with... I didn't really have a problem with the second one, apart from the fact that they were just talking a lot. Okay, next I'm going to talk about unfair criticism. This movie has been getting a very unfair criticism. If you prefer Oppenheimer, that's fine. People are allowed to have their own opinions. But some people are dragging this movie when it's not even necessary. I'm seeing a lot of people who say they hate this movie because it's just about women, which isn't true at all. It's not anti-men, it's literally the opposite. Like, let's remember that Barbie didn't even know that Barbie was made to be... Let's remember that Barbie didn't even know that Ken liked her like that. Barbie's just used to getting the attention. They literally say hi Barbie through a lot of the movie because she just used attention. Like, the Kens go out of their way on purpose, let's remember that part, on purpose to take down the Barbies. So it's not until Barbie realised how much she hurt him and apologised, then that's... So yeah, so when people's like, oh, it's anti-men, I don't... And in fairness, though Ken was being a dick, yes, he was hurt, so we can sympathise with him, but it doesn't mean what he was doing was right. Ken is just as important to the story as Barbie is, even though the movie is literally called Barbie. But it's not like Ken is just thrown away. No, he has one of the best songs in the movie, and to be honest, I think he has one of the most funniest lines. So the hate is silly to me. Another thing is a lot of people say this movie is woke or trying to be woke. And if you don't know what that means, I'll give you an example. For example, you have a movie or TV show and the actress is black or a person of color, or there's a person in the movie that's in the LGBT community, and they don't really do anything. They're just kind of there, so they don't really have an impact on the story or nothing. They're just kind of there, and because they don't want to seem like, oh, they're racist or homophobic, that's why they just have that character there. This isn't always the case, but sometimes it does just feel like they just want to tokenize that person or tokenize that character. And an example of this is saying, oh, I'm not racist, I have many black friends, or I'm not transphobic, I know a person in my class who's trans and I talk to them a lot. A lot of people will bring this up and make themselves, because they want to make themselves look better, or they would be like, oh, I'm not tokenizing, I'm just sharing my experience. But they're not making themselves look better, they're actually doing the quite opposite. I've seen people say, what did the president do? Like, what did her being black do to the story, or her being person of color? Like, what did that do to the story? We don't get to learn how she became president. And yes, I understand that she's a Barbie, and we understand that she's a Barbie and Barbie can do anything. But back in the day, Barbie was always right, and not just Barbie, Dolls was always right. So we don't get to see how she became president and why she is the one that became president. So that's why a lot of people think that they're just trying to be woke. If it's true, then I feel like that would be very sad, because the actress that plays the president is a really good actress, and she's one of my favourite parts of the whole movie. And as I said earlier, I think she did really good. So I think that's just sad if they only chose her to be the president because she's black. I think that would be very stupid. Next, I'm going to talk about the songs. One of my favourite things about the movie, apart from the characters, has to be the music. We get this song called Dance Tonight, but to be honest, it wasn't until the movie came out that I got more into it. The music and the dance go so good together, and what I love is how relatable the songs are. We get A Masterpiece, which is the song What I Was Made For by Billie Eilish. When I was watching it, I was very speechless, and hearing the song during the movie, it just went really nicely together. So I have merch for Barbie, which I'm going to show to you now. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this t-shirt that I wore the first time I went to see the movie. I was going to wear it today, but I thought actually I'm not going to, because then you won't be able to see the back. But it's a shirt and it says Barbie there, and then on the back it says Barbie, Barbie, Barbie. So that t-shirt was from Primark. This was probably from Primark as well, but I got this ages ago. So it said Barbie all over it, so there you go. And this is actually a pajamas, but I wore it because I was like to my sister, oh, but it's pajamas, and she's like, oh, nobody will know. And I'm like, I will know. And I ended up wearing it because I said, you know what, why not? Because at this time we had to start getting ready to go. But it actually looked good, and I wore it with, once again, this is the trousers that I also wore. So I wore this trousers on both times. So I think it's the first and the second time I wore the trousers. Next is this pajamas, which I've worn before. And it says Barbie, and it has her in like a medal or cup. This smells really nice. You can smell that it's just been in the wash. And then it says Barbie there. Okay, next is this. So go like that. It says Barbie there, and then you open this, and then it's a pencil case, and then this is another pencil case. So and then here it says Barbie. I got these these shoes. So So the slippers, and it says Barbie, Barbie. Sadly, I'm not going to keep these because it's a bit too big for me. So I'm going to give it to my friend, and she's going to probably give it to her grandma or her auntie, because she said to me that the only person she knows that has big feet is her granddad, but her granddad might not want it because it's pink and it says Barbie on it. So she might give it to, and she said her auntie has big feet as well, so she said she might them. But yeah, I don't know what she's gonna do with it, but I'm not gonna keep it. I'm planning to buy it again for myself, but I just don't know when. Okay. The next thing I got is this vinyl. It's this one, and that's the back. And that's it. This is the clear one. This is the white one. Okay. I also have the CD, and it says Barbie album, and that's the back. And inside, there's a little picture book. Where's the poster? I also have the poster that came with it, but I don't know where it is right now. So if I find it, I'll put a picture of it on the screen. But that's everything I got. Where's my phone? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the Barbie album. I think a lot of the songs are very catchy when you watch the movie. A lot of the songs and the show and the movie go nicely together, especially That's the Night, I'm Just Ken, and What I Was Made For. I think they go really nice together. I do see myself, do I see myself listening to the album in full as much? No, I do not. I think to me it's more a particular song I'm going for, so the rest I just mainly skip it. But for me, I'll give the album a decent 6 out of 10. So, and for the movie, I put it around 8 out of 10. It went up after the second time I watched it. The first time I gave it about maybe 6, but now 8 out of 10. Okay, so now I'm going to say my final thoughts, and then I'm done, guys. So my final thoughts is that I did enjoy the movie. It has very good costumes, very funny characters, and really good message that I think, regardless of your gender or even culture, you can relate to someone in the movie and come out of it feeling like you're being heard or you being seen, meaning like there's somebody that is like you, so you feel like that. Do I think it's as great as some people are saying? No, I don't, but it's growing on me more and more that I see it, and I know that this is going to be the type of movie that people will be talking about very fair. And I know this is going to be the type of movie that a lot of people will be talking about for a very long time. I think that's... So, if you haven't seen it, please go and see it and then come up with your own opinions. If you've already seen it, then please let me know what you think in the comments down below. But again, please be respectful. At the end of the day, it's just a movie. But, oh, there's also one more thing I want to talk about. There's Funko Pops that you can get. I don't know if they're out yet or if they're coming when they're coming out, but I'll put the picture of it on the screen so you can get Ken and Barbie when they're wearing the cowboy hats. You can get the president, and I think there's one character that you can get which is slipping my mind right now, but I think it's 4 characters and I want to get them, but I just have to see. But they're not out yet. I was going to wait to see if I can go to the shops and get it first before I do this video, but I thought, you know what, just do the video now, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to a shopping centre, because I haven't seen it that much online, and when I do see it, it's usually just a mare car. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.